Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's coping well with the pandemic and everything. And I know I put out that video a few days ago wondering how you guys were doing, and a lot of you guys responded with great replies and great comments. Thanks for letting me know. I was, like I said in the video, I think I said it like 6 times. I apologize for that, but like I said, I was genuinely concerned and interested. Got a little new format here. I don't know if you can tell. You can see me talking down in the right here in this bottom section here, and you can see my ugly mug. But if you don't want to see my ugly mug, I've got a camera going right out the windshield as I'm driving and as I'm paying attention. Got my hands on the wheel and everything, and you can see the lovely scenery of Toronto, Ontario. Sometimes it's not that nice, but today's a nice partly cloudy day with some good sunshine, and I'm just driving. Like I said, if you need to stay, if you have to stay in, or sorry, if you have to go out, but otherwise stay in. I had to go out, so that's why I'm out and about, and I figured I'd just touch bases with you guys and talk a little bit about Tesla news. We did the podcast a couple days ago, Franklin, Paul, and I, and if you haven't checked out the podcast, check it out. It's about an hour to an hour and a half weekly. You can watch it or listen to it in your car and TuneIn Radio and Apple Podcasts it's on too, if you just want to listen to it. But we talked about news there. That's what we usually do on the Tesla Talks podcast. But sometimes we don't have time to do all the news. So I'm just going to touch on a little bit right now. Oh, by the way, this layout and this app that I'm using, it's all in one. I've got, I'm recording this from my iPhone, and it's an app on the iPhone called Double Take. Pretty cool app. It uses both cameras simultaneously. It's recording me with the front-facing camera, and it's recording the windshield and everything out there with the rear-facing camera. Pretty cool. Anyways, check it out in the Apple Store or Apple App Store if you want to see more about it. So getting to the news, I'm just picking 4 random things that I've been looking at the news today, different websites and stuff like that, and I came across. So the first one was the Tesla Cybertruck, the plaid model. That apparently Elon came out, I don't know if it was an interview, I forget, I read the article, but I forget if it was an interview or if or what it was, but he said that it was his favorite Tesla to date, like what he's most interested in and he's most excited for. So it's his new favorite Tesla vehicle, which is pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's gonna be awesome. I mean, the Ys just came out within the last 2 or 3 weeks, and a handful of lucky people got the Y, and they've been ripping it apart, and people have been looking at it, and people are realizing how good it is and how much improvements it is from the Model 3. And we knew the Model 3 was an improvement over the Model S and the X. So as we can see, and it makes sense, it's just a natural progression and evolution of cars just getting better. It happens in any car maker, but with Tesla it happens even more, I guess, or more amplified. So the Y got better and leaps and bounds, in my opinion, than the 3, and we've got probably 2 years wait for the Cybertruck. So you can imagine how better that's going to be. And rumor has it, in another article I read last week or the week before, that the Cybertruck is going to have so many features in it that we don't even know about yet, because they didn't announce, they didn't speak about during the reveal. And like I said, I don't know if you heard one of my previous opinions about that. They didn't speak, in my opinion, this is my opinion only, I didn't read it anywhere, or I haven't heard anyone else talk about it, but I think there was a lot more that they wanted to reveal and talk about in that presentation. But after the window smashed, and I think everything just went off the rails, and you can see Elon was very flustered. So I think a lot of things got just wrapped up and got packed up and said, you know what, I think he just said in his head, you know, skip all these slides, we're just going to go to the to the test drive and end this, because he knew that windshield had to be, not windshield, the window had to be replaced in order to have the test drives, because that was the only car. So that took a while, and because of it and that little delay, or big delay I guess you could say, you know, not everyone got test drives. Not everyone. Probably about a third of the people didn't get test drives. But anyways, not that I'm sour about that. It is what it is. Crap happens. So that's pretty cool to think or to hear that Elon is most excited about the Cybertruck, and of course the tri-motor one because it's so fast and it's got that triple motor and everything. Like, didn't mention the Raven S or the redesign because according to Tesla there is no redesign, so that's probably why I didn't say it. But it's still the Cybertruck, so that was interesting. Moving on to the next thing, I also read a story that keeping on the same electric pickup truck theme, Ford, their F-150, not their full electric one, but their hybrid one, it's rumored, I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's confirmed, but let's just say it's a rumor. It's rumored to have 10 miles of range for the hybrid. 10 miles? Like, give me a break. I mean, I'm looking forward, don't get me wrong, I like F-150s. Ford, I think, makes an awesome truck. I know there's Ford camps and Ram camps and Chevy camps, but I'm not getting into that debate because I don't care about it that much. But I like Fords, and I like the F-150, and I know a lot of people haven't. I've driven one, and they're nice trucks. So I'm really excited to hear about, or even when it comes out, the full electric one. But I know that there was supposed to be a hybrid one in between. And I was actually a little amped about that one too. I wanted to see, no pun intended, amped. I wanted to see how much range it would have. And to have 10 miles, that's embarrassing. Why bother even doing it? Like, why do it? Why just make a more efficient EcoBoost engine, which is pretty, for what the engine does and how it performs and what it tows with and everything like that. It's not a bad engine economy-wise, or fuel efficiency-wise, I should say. But so they could just tweak that and get 10 extra miles of fuel economy rather than making a hybrid, charging more, because you know it's going to be more because it's got that an electric motor that's going to really get 10 miles. That's embarrassing. Like, I mean, you put cold weather there into the picture, winter or something like that, do you even get 10 miles? Do you even get 5 miles? You'd be lucky. Yeah, you probably get 5 miles. What's 5 miles from here to I mean, most people, if they live in the suburbs, from like your driveway to the highway, and then you're on gas. If I was Ford or if I worked for Ford, I'd be ultimately embarrassed to even release that car. But that's my opinion. Let me know any of these little topics I'm talking about. Let me know in the comments below if you agree or disagree or your take on it. But something, a little bit of good news was another article I read that they said they did a study and they are finding that this pandemic and all these lockdowns and everything are encouraging and pushing people towards electric cars. Like, when I say people, I mean consumers, people that are going to be in the market for a new car soon. I mean, don't get me wrong, the whole car industry, the whole auto industry is probably going to hurt, just like so many other industries from this pandemic. And unless you really need a car, like right now, no one's in the market for cars, no one's buying cars. Yeah, the rates could be low and everything, and maybe the manufacturers will slash prices and everything. But unless your car dies on you and it's dying and you have to get a car, or your lease is up or something, there's not many people that are going to be buying cars. And another article I read, we'll get back to that in a second, but another article I just thought of is a lot of these manufacturers are going to online sales. Where have you heard that before? Online sales. Yeah, they're basically copying Tesla. And a lot of these manufacturers that have these dealer associations down in the States that fought Tesla and fought and told their government and persuade their governments in their states to not allow Tesla to sell, now they're doing the same thing. I find that a little rich. Anyways, yeah, so it's pretty cool to know that people are, it takes something bad as this, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying this is a good thing, but if there's any positive or silver lining to look at in this whole worldwide pandemic and crisis, is that, you know, we're getting a little bit of maybe boost for the electric car industry by people doing this, and also, you know, not that it'll make a difference, because when this is over, I think it'll go back to how it was. But I've been reading articles too that the pollution is down worldwide. You have to admit that driving is down, manufacturing is down. All these things that help pollute, they've all ceased and stopped, or at least taken a big back seat, pardon the pun again. And it's contributed to a cleaner, fresher air and fresher environment. Like I said, this is short-lived, depending on how long this pandemic is, depending on what country you're in. When I say short-lived, meaning that when we're all out of the woods and we're out of this whole pandemic, things are going to start back up, and you never know, maybe it'll start back up even more. People will drive more because they miss driving so much, so they'll start driving a lot more. Factories are going to have to run a little bit longer to make up, these corporations are going to want to make up for all lost revenue and stuff like that, so they'll be pumping out more. Speaking of pumping out more, Tesla, another article, Tesla did an awesome job of retooling and retweaking the Fremont factory. So now they're going to have a better production. So that's great news. Any silver lining or anything positive to come out of this whole shutdown and this whole pandemic is a good thing at the end of the day. There's other stories too, but I don't want to keep this too long. I want to keep this around a 10-minute mark, and I know I'm already over it. So anyways, this is what I think. If you agree with me or disagree with me, or you have something else to say, leave a comment down below. I'd love to discuss this after the video, down in the comments below, folks. But that's all I got. Let me know. Actually, you know what? Let me know if the sound sounds okay, and if you like this format where you can see two views. And if you like it, I'll continue it. But I'm not sure how the sound sounds. So let me know about that too. That's all I got for you today, folks. We'll talk to you on the next one. See you later. Bye-bye. Yeah.